Howdy folks, this is Rampage Reviews Raw for September 5th, 2016. So this is where WWE, now being on an accelerated cycle, is going to start catching up with them. They're running 17 pay-per-views a year, so Kevin Owens was crowned champion last week, and we have 2 weeks to the next pay-per-view. Let's take a look at the card, let's see how this is all set up. I thought this was a good episode of Raw. It was fun. It didn't feel like it dragged too much, but still 3 hours is a lot of wrestling to sit through. We start off with a recap of Triple H interfering in the Universal Championship match last week, with him laying out Roman Reigns, the pedigree, feeding him to Seth Rollins, then pedigreeing Seth Rollins, feeding him to Kevin Owens. Great promos starts off at like 11 o'clock last week. 36 minutes earlier, it's just all the setup for it. But through the course of all of tonight's show, we have no idea what happened or why Triple H did what he did. We got zero explanations. The only thing we figured out is Stephanie doesn't know. We start off with the Kevin Owens celebration of his championship. Basically, he walks out, he's in the ring already, there's balloons, he's in a suit, he's got the title. Works the crowd up for a few minutes. The crowd has the, well, if you're a heel, the dreaded "you deserve it" chants. He sort of soaks it up for a minute, and then basically turns on with the, hey, you know what? Why are you chanting that? Like, you trying to get yourselves over? Like, does it make you feel good? I don't need you to feel good. I'm the champion. And I dig that. At which point Seth Rollins shows up, crashes the party, basically gets up in Owens' face, and he actually drops the, hey, you know what? You're Triple H's chosen one. You've been the chosen one since NXT. And basically, Owens talks crap, Rollins talks crap, they get into their faces, at which point, Owens sort of backs off a little bit, like Steph and Foley try to talk down Rollins, and Rollins basically turns and pounds on Owens, backs off, pounds on him again. Stephanie then turns around and suspends him indefinitely, which then Foley rolls back and goes, no, scratch that, we're going to give you a title match instead of Clash of Champions. 2 weeks from now. I get some backstage stuff after that, where basically Foley's like, hey, you know what, you sent me to make all the matches, that's my job to make the matches, it's your job to handle the big picture stuff, so let me handle you handle the big picture stuff, I will handle the matches. At which point Kevin Owens shows up backstage, he's really angry, gets mad at Foley for putting him in a match, at which point Foley goes, okay, you know what, go fight Sami Zayn again. Anyone here going to object to Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the 17th millionth time? No, we're not. It's a wonderful match. And if it's Foley's punishment for him, all the better. From there, we have Bayley taking on Charlotte. Basically, last week, Bayley took on Dana Brooke. The tag team match with the New Day versus Dana Brooke and Gallows and Anderson. And Bayley pinned Dana. Week before that, in her debut, Bayley beats Dana Brooke. So this is all set up to basically for Charlotte to show Dana how it's done. This is how you beat Bayley. Here is a clipboard, here is paper, here's a pen, take notes. So you've got Dana Brooke at ringside taking notes, you've got Bayley taking on Charlotte. Bayley's actually in her Iron Woman outfit. It's got the red and gold with a robot on the side. The one that she fought Sasha Banks in at TakeOver. Really good match. I enjoyed it. They were given plenty of time. I enjoyed the fact that Bayley spent most of the match working over Charlotte's arm. Charlotte's working over the leg of Bayley after she does that sort of running outside where she jumps and slides through the corner to dropkick somebody. She did that, but like doesn't quite get all of it the right way, tweaks her knee in the process, and then Charlotte takes advantage and basically everything attacks the knee, including what I call the DDT to the knee, or DD knee, I don't know what you want to call it, where you grab the foot and you drop them like a DDT. I thought this was great. At one point, Bayley goes for one of those running moves in the corner. Dana Brooke pulls Charlotte out of the way. At which point, a little bit of confusion. Bayley sends Charlotte into Dana Brooke. They bump heads. And then, it's not an immediate roll-up, but Charlotte does the whole, like, what the heck? And then Bayley spins her around, hits the Bayley to belly, and gets the pinfall for the 1-2-3. So Bayley has now pinned Women's Champion, putting her now at that top echelon. I dig it. That's where Bayley deserves to be. The other thing I thought was pretty cool is after this, you have backstage Dana Brooke trying to explain what happened, and Charlotte basically goes off on her. It's like, you know what? I got beat by the Sesame Street kid because of you. I dig it. I dig that they're associating Bayley this early on with kids. I like that she's sort of the role model. She's doing the Hulk Hogan sort of hulking up in the corner bit. She'll figure out which pieces of those work and which don't, but they're setting her up very strong starting off. Backstage, when Dana tries to apologize, Charlotte basically gets reels back, slaps her across the face, and walks off. So that might be done there. We get our newest advertisement for the Cruiserweight Classic, our Cruiserweight Division. Starts in 2 weeks, which is right after Clash of Champions. This time they mentioned that we got Grand Metalik, Jack Gallagher, and Akira Tozawa. This is a crazy amount of talent. So they've already got 9 people announced, so they're adding 9 new faces to the Raw roster. How often are we going to see these people? We don't know. We'll find out. From there, we have Bo Dallas taking on Kyle Roberts. Yes, Kyle Roberts, who none of us ever heard of, who didn't get an entrance. And Bo Dallas, who I guess for getting trouble on an airplane is not going to have any problems. He comes out with a Believe in Bo sign, big political sign, very much. I don't know if we get Believe in Bo versus Make Darren Young Great Again. Our sort of political jive going into the election season. We'll find out. Bo Dallas basically crushes this guy pretty easily. He gets to win with sort of a swinging reverse. He holds him like a DDT and sort of flips him. Almost like Crossroads, but not sure. The commentary didn't call them the move, so we'll have to wait till next week to figure out what they call it. From there, we have Seth Rollins taking on Jericho. This is basically the punishment for Rollins attacking Owens earlier today. Jericho is basically there to make it up to him. Amazing match. It's everything you'd expect from Rollins and Jericho. Crazy high spots, fun psychology in the match itself. In the end, Rollins does get the win. He still uses the pedigree, which brings forth the question of, is that a message to Triple H? Does he not have a new finishing maneuver? What's going on? Rumor has it he's getting new music starting soon. I think Downward Straight said they have new music they've planned for him. So we'll see what that means. I'm guessing it's a rebranding of Seth Rollins, but only time will tell. From there, we have Cesaro versus Sheamus in match 3 of their best of 7. Up until this point, I have not been digging these matches. But tonight something changed. Last week they ended the match with Sheamus back body dropping Cesaro into the ring post and then locking on the cloverleaf. And then Sheamus spends almost this entire match attacking the back. That's the kind of psychology I've been missing. Like, these two guys just go out there throwing haymakers and doing big power moves. It doesn't interest me. Sheamus out there hitting like 4 or 5 backbreakers in a row, hitting like the Irish cross into a backbreaker. I dig it. The referee basically is like, are you okay? Are you okay? And Cesaro's like, yeah, gets bro kicked in the face. Laid out, pinfall 1, 2, 3. Sheamus is up 3-0. I really don't think they're going to squash Cesaro with a clean sweep on this. But I don't know where the story's going. But I'm more interested than I was last week, so that's a plus. We have Owens and Zayn backstage. It's basically Kevin Owens cutting a promo. Sami Zayn shows up. They rehash the whole history thing. We're all happy it's Owens versus Zayn again. Also, Kevin Owens has a new shirt. It's the Kevin Owens Show, but it's done like the Raw is War logo. Pretty rad. It's definitely going to go on my list of shirts that I need. From there, we have Nia Jax taking on Ann Esposito, who's actually Monica Pezzari, I guess is how you say it. They announced it as a submissions match, but it's a pretty big squash match for Nia Jax. And Esposito actually gets a little more offense in than other ladies have. Series of kicks, she gets a sleeper hold in there at one point, but Nia Jax does the whole I back you into the corner, break you in half. A couple of their moves, power slam, gets the pinfall, 1, 2, 3. Bit weird, because they announced it as a submission match, and then she wins by pinfall. I don't know, that might be ignored going forwards, but nice little trivia hint. From there, we have the Club in the ring, once again talking about their geriatric home and how they're going to retire the New Day as champions, much like they've retired the Dudley Boys. And they bring out the Old Day. And you hear this crickety old voice, "It's the Old Day." Yes, it is. And then this slow version of the New Day's theme song comes out, and all the Titantron actually says Old Day instead of New Day. You get these 3 people dressed up like the New Day, but with like long gray hair and like walkers and canes, and one of them's got a little cart thing they all get down to the ring. And you get the obligatory Gallows and Anderson basically harassing them for being old and they're being taken care of. At which point the actual New Day shows up, and they basically do the entire, well, if you're me from the future, then who's my favorite X-Men? On 3. 1, 2, 3, Cyclops. By the way, Xavier Woods, Cyclops being your favorite X-Man, lame. Lame. But besides that, they actually wind up going, okay, yeah, we can't actually touch our doppelganger from the future, so if we do, the WWE Universe could cease to exist. I dig the sci-fi bit there. But they're like, we can get in the ring and beat up the bald guys. So they get in the ring, the New Day, or the Club bails out, the Club walks up the entrance ramp. Old Big E Langston hits new Big E Langston with the cane. The New Day then turn around, pound on their old counterparts, proving they are not actually doppelgangers from the future. Or maybe they are doppelgangers from the future, they're not their future selves. At which point, Big E and Xavier Woods hit a big ending / diving DDT combo, which is pretty cool. And they get last laugh. From there, we have Darren Young taking on Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal did not get an entrance or anything. It's basically, hey, here comes Darren Young. Oh, look, we have Titus O'Neil on commentary. Pretty average match from these two. Nothing that you wouldn't expect from them. Of course, about 3/4 of the way through, Titus O'Neil comes down to the ring, gets up, causes a distraction. However, that does not allow Jinder Mahal to get the pinfall. Darren Young, however, then does get the roll-up in the 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, sorry, he hits the gut check, not a roll-up. He actually hits his finisher for this one. But Titus's distraction failed. And I dig that. I like when, distractions and things like that are not 100%. I like when you can overcome that. It's a nice little level of finesse. From there, we have Sasha Banks come out. They've been hyping her appearance all night. She comes out talking about the Women's Revolution didn't start in NXT. It started with Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, Luna Vachon, Trish Stratus, Lita. It's for the dreams of all the kids out there that want to be more than they are. It's her talking about growing up and picking up cans and bottles on the side of the road to try to get tickets to go see a show. But she's got some bad news. At which point Dana Brooke comes out there, gets to the ring, gets her ass handed to her with the bank statement. The backstabber into the bank statement. At which point Sasha Banks gets up on the mic. He's like, well, the bad news wasn't for me. The bad news is for Charlotte. I'm going to challenge her at Clash of Champions for the title. From there, we have Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens. Amazing match. These two in the ring are never not awesome. Towards the end of the match, Sami Zayn, what move did he go for in that? He hits dives on both sides of the ring, but he hits one move and he basically clutches his knee afterwards and spends the rest of the match, his ankle, same ankle that he hurt a few weeks ago. So he spends the rest of the match basically hobbling around that ankle. Owen's attacking the leg. Once again, we got our psychology back and forth. Sami Zayn goes for the haluva kick, but he can't do the full run. He basically collapses on the ankle. Owens hits the super kick, and then just picks him up and just powerbomb in the middle of the ring. No pop-up, just straight powerbomb and gets your pinfall. At which point, Roman Reigns comes down. You get the stare down of Roman Reigns standing on the ring ropes, staring at Owens. He gets in the ring. Owens backs out. Jericho comes down. You've got Reigns in the ring. Jericho, Owens on either side. Foley shows up. Foley says, "You know what? I see you want a match, so we'll give you a match. You versus Kevin Owens next week." Of course, Kevin Owens is angry. And if you beat Kevin Owens, it'll become a triple threat at Clash of Champions. I dig it. At which point Jericho tries to jump Roman Reigns, and he gets speared for his trouble. And that closes the show. So in Clash of Champions in 2 weeks, we know we're having Kevin Owens taking on Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Maybe Roman Reigns is involved in that as well. I don't know. We'll find out. I guess his second violation of the wellness policy isn't being held against him, really. We have Charlotte taking on Sasha Banks. What does that mean for Bayley? I don't know. We'll see what next week beholds. And then we have New Day taking on the Club for the tag team titles. I dig it. We've got 3 matches set up. That means next week, however, they need to fill out more of that card. But that wraps up this review of Raw. Any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. Please like, please subscribe, please share in social media. Use the hashtag. It's right there, like on TV. And we'll see you next time.